we had a Lars Sullivan interview.
Oh,
and this screamed to me that we don't want to have Lars beat a bunch of people up right now, but we don't want to keep him off TV because that makes it look like we're leaning to one way or the other.
But it wouldn't hurt to be off TV 1 week. That does not hurt anybody.
So, Kayla Braxton is supposed to interview Lars Sullivan, but she is too scared to interview Lars. And she tries to ask Lars a question, but she can't get it out. And so she just says thank you and leaves.
Yeah.
I thought this was more effective than anything they've done for Lars. I liked this.
I didn't care for it just because there was no point.
Well, it established that Lars
can't give a promo?
Is threatening.
I didn't see it as that. I saw it as this little girl had to look up so far at her neck and she got tired. I didn't take it as he was threatening or frightening or anything like that.
Why?
Well, just because you're a frail little girl, just because you're standing next to a big guy, don't mean they're all, you're going to go hawk on your ass.
So you just don't believe that Kayla would actually be afraid?
No, not when she's around these big guys all day, every day, and you come up to this one, he's a problem.
Yeah.
You give it to Strowman just fine.
Okay, I'll give you that. Nonetheless, I guess since we have this here, we'll talk about the news with Lars Sullivan. And
we'll cover it quickly, just because there ain't much.
He is fresh off being fined $100,000, and this is not a kayfabe fine,
supposedly.
Well, it might be, but that's a separate issue.
Yeah.
And he's being sent to sensitivity training because of the online posts that he made on a bodybuilding forum in the past before he got signed with WWE that gained traction when he got moved up to the main roster. And I mean, there were tons of not good things to say, and it was ranging from making fun of people with mental illness, which is ironic seeing as his debut was allegedly debuted because he had anxiety attacks.
For like 3 months.
And I even read the post he made that he was scoffing at mental health and saying that it's part of the whole pussification of men, he said. So
if you have a mental health issue, it turns you into a pussy.
Yes, exactly.
And where's this fucker first 3 months of the year? Out with a mental health issue.
Yes. That one did not age well.
Yeah.
None of them did.
Yeah.
And there were other ones, like it was R-Truth and Kofi were tagging together, and he said that they look like a black prison gang. There was one he was saying that there is a gray area between what is rape and what's not.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Based on what you read with his former comments, his prior comments.
Yeah.
If WWE knew these comments existed before they signed him, would he be signed?
That's a good question. And I have to think that WWE, a major corporation like this, would do an extensive background check. But the thing with it is that he didn't post these under his name.
Yeah.
And essentially how he got caught was that on that same forum, he posted a picture of himself before he got signed. And so after he got signed, people from that forum remembered him from the picture.
Mm.
And so that they ended up ratting them out.
And you're a freakishly large man. You're hard to forget.
Yeah, he's a very unique look.
Yeah, he's like Gene Snitsky.
Yeah,
he's very unique.
Yeah. And it's not like these posts were forever ago. Like, they date back to 2013.
Yeah, which is only about 6 years ago.
And I believe Lars is 30, so he would have been like 24 when he was saying these things. And
old enough to know better.
Yeah, and so after he got signed is when he stopped posting there. And so the fine because I saw from David. What's his name? I know his name is Bixen Pan. But he writes for Deadspin.
Yeah, I see it on a case site.
Yeah, and he said that he reached out to WWE and asked if the fine was for the posts themselves or for the fact that he didn't disclose the post to the company when he signed, and WWE reached back to him and just said all of the above, essentially.
But now, are you telling me that everybody they hire can tell them exactly what they've posted in the past?
Yeah, that's...
And I'm not saying that
I mean, I don't imagine it's like a going into the police force thing where they ask you, like, admit to any crimes that you have been...
I ain't got that much time.
Accounted for or not.
Yeah. No. Look at my record. That's what I've done.
Yeah, I've never done anything else but that.
Yeah, that's all I've done is what's on my record. But, I mean, it just makes you wonder. I mean, if you can't remember, and you obviously can't remember everything you post, and years ago.
Well, I have to think that this creeped into Lars's mind when he signed that these might be resurfaced.
Well,
with the gravity of what he was saying.
Well, and it was only 6 years ago, and he's been signed for what, 2 years, roughly?
Well, he's been signed to the company since 2013. Was when he signed to the Performance Center.
So he made those comments right before he got signed.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he'd only been signed a couple of years.
Yeah, he was just in the Performance Center
So
and developmental for like 4 years until he got on NXT TV.
Because I know NXT is the developmental, but it's the TV that people associate with NXT.
Right. They
don't associate the training.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't realize you'd been signed that long. So, yeah, he was probably scared shitless. Like, oh, shit, I just made these comments. Now WWE won't sign me.
Yeah.
I better keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, and
6 years later, it cost him $100,000.
Yeah. And so, one of the big topics out of this is, like, it's kind of dividing because there's some people that just think, like, it was in the past, they shouldn't do anything. And there's some people, like, I'm kind of on the side that they should have done something, but $100,000 might be a bit much.
We talked about it off air earlier today. And like I said, it's a little much, but I think a sizable donation, $5,000, $10,000 from Lars to an organization for black folks, whether it be NAACP, BLM, or whatever.
Yeah, but then he'd have to do it for all of them that he offended. He'd be donating.
That's the only ones he's got called out on, wasn't it?
Well,
I haven't really kept up with him.
He's been called out for all of them, but
okay. Because I've only heard from and seen stuff from the black wrestlers.
Yeah,
that have an issue with him. So,
yeah, and it came about. Big E responded to a tweet asking if he was aware of it.
Yeah,
and his reply was essentially that we caught the fly.
I got the fly. I'm gonna throw him out.
All right, we're gonna let him live.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him live, but I'm gonna throw him out the door.
All right, so essentially, Big E's comments were that a lot of the members of the roster are aware of it, and if it's true, then Lars just has to live with knowing that he's a bigot in a company that employs many minorities, was essentially what Big E said. And so, after that, and Kalisto, I think, replied to it too, and after that is when people were emailing sponsors about it, and that's when...
What, was it Snickers?
That's when the great Snickers got involved and put their foot down and said that... emailed someone back and said that they share their disgust with Lars's comments and will work on figuring something out with WWE, and thus we ended here.
But wasn't it Snickers that made the call to
the
WWE
Moolah thing too?
With what?
They did the Moolah thing too. Yeah.
So it makes you wonder. Well, now if people just get upset with WWE, they're just going to call Snickers.
Yeah,
it's going to get to the
smart idea.
Well, it's going to get to the point where WWE is going to not want Snickers because they can't do anything because
money talks.
money talks, but you got to look. I mean, they can only change so much, and they're only going to do so much when the damn sponsor isn't even going to.
Well, I don't think nothing really is related to on-air stuff. It's been more
exactly. So why does Snickers have an issue with something that was said previously when it wasn't even on air?
It just is a bad look.
And I'll give you that. It is. But that's, to me, that doesn't make sense why a sponsor would call you and go, well, you need to fix it because we're getting phone calls. Well, that's not our problem. You're getting phone calls. Tell them to stop calling.
Yeah. Well,
it's not their position to decide what happens on the show.
The other thing is that this was the only way that WWE would have done anything.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, money talks. And WWE, they were perfectly content to keep doing what they were doing and just hope that eventually everyone just forgets about this.
And I think that's why they put out that tweet or message about the fine.
Yeah.
Just to shut people up.
Yeah.
I really don't think anything happened.
And that's when, that's why they don't care until the sponsors get involved once their money is threatened. But,
yeah.
So.
That goes to show you that's all they care about.
Yeah. Is Lars actually being fined $100,000?
Doubtful.
I don't know.
I'm going to say maybe a little bit. Maybe.
I'm willing to bet that Lars has not earned $100,000 at this point.
No.
And probably the last year.
They only make, what, like $60,000 a year in NXT?
Yeah, probably.
It's not that much. It's not what people think.
And being that he just got called up, he's making more money now.
Well, he has to wrestle.
Yeah.
Which, even when he got called up, he was gone for 3 months.
Right.
So there was 3 months he wasn't working.
Yeah, that's true, too.
So, I mean, dude's probably flat broke.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, you got to think that between the anxiety problems and this, that there has to be a sour taste in WWE's mouth.
Yeah,
and that's... I'm not sure if they feel like they can trust pushing him at this point.
And it makes me wonder that's why they really haven't yet. Since he came back. Or since he appeared.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's done his little destructive rant and rave, but so did Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And look where he's at.
Yeah. And to Lars's credit, since this news, we've heard from Titus O'Neil, I know, tweeted that he appreciates Lars taking the time to talk to him and apologize for what he said.
Basically the same thing Hogan had to do.
Yeah. And Lars essentially asked Titus for advice on how to be a better person. And
don't say racist shit.
I mean, Titus is the guy to talk to about that stuff because he is the perfect company representative. Mm-hmm. And that's like most of Titus's role at this point is he's less of a wrestler and more of an ambassador.
Yeah, which is great for him.
Yeah, because he'll have a job for life.
And he doesn't need to be in the ring. No offense to him. No offense.
I agree.
I enjoy watching him because, when he dives under the ring, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
I love the
worldwide crap. That was a waste.
I loved the primetime players.
Yes. Yeah. Once they split up, it was just he went downhill.
Yeah, that was his peak.
His biggest peak after that was Royal Rumble.
Yeah, falling under the ring.
Which was so hilarious.
Yeah.
I still watch it on YouTube.
But just to put a bow on the whole Lars thing, I'm going to obviously there's no really you can't turn a blind eye to the things that he said because a lot of them are just disgusting.
But at the same time, though, you can't punish somebody for freedom of speech.
Yeah, I'm not getting into that, whether the punishment is fair. I'm just going to end with that we'll reserve judgment for what he does from this point. And because if he's able to take this as a learning experience, then he'll be all right. Thank you all for watching this clip from the Enhancement Talent Podcast. If you'd like to check out the full show, be sure to check out the links in the description.